Force yourself to do what is important only. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But it is not easy. It requires discipline. It requires courage. It requires a decision to rise above distractions. You see, most people spend their lives doing what is easy, what is urgent, what is convenient. And yet, the most important things, the things that shape your success, the things that define your life, they are often the hardest to do. Force yourself to do them anyway, because doing what is important only, that is the difference between a life that drifts and a life that is extraordinary. Today, we will explore why forcing yourself to focus, why choosing what truly matters can change your life forever. Discipline is not punishment. It is freedom. Focus is not limitation. It is power. And the person who masters this will always rise above the crowd, always achieve more than they ever imagined. Force yourself to do what is important only and watch your life transform. When I say, force yourself to do what is important only, the first question is, what is important? Most people confuse busy work with important work. They fill their days with noise. They respond to distractions. They react to everyone else's priorities. And at the end of the day, they wonder why nothing changes, why progress is slow, why their life feels the same year after year. Important work is not urgent. It is not always easy. It is not always visible. Important work is the work that moves the needle in your life. It is the work that builds your character. It is the work that produces results worth having. Let me give you an example. You can spend an entire day answering emails, attending meetings, and checking notifications. And yes, you might feel productive. You might even get compliments for being busy. But is it important? Probably not. Important work might be sitting quietly with a plan. Important work might be learning a new skill that grows your value. Important work might be making a call that changes your future. Important work might be writing down your goals, reading a book, or developing yourself in ways no one sees. Here's the truth. Success is not built on busy work. Success is built on important work, and important work is almost always uncomfortable. It demands focus. It demands sacrifice. It demands that you resist the distractions around you. So how do you identify what is truly important? Here are 3 key principles. 1. Ask yourself, will this action produce meaningful results? If it will not, stop. If it does, do it. Remember, effort alone is not enough. It is results that count. You can work long hours and achieve little, or you can work wisely and achieve everything you desire. 2. Long-term gain over short-term comfort. Important work is often hard now, but it pays off later. Reading a book instead of watching TV, practicing a skill instead of scrolling social media, making a tough decision instead of taking the easy way. Discomfort today leads to freedom tomorrow. Discipline now leads to options later. Comfort now leads to regret later. 3. Alignment with your goals. Important work always aligns with your life goals. It is consistent with the person you want to become. It is directly connected to your vision for your future. If an activity does not move you closer to your goals, it is not important. It is a distraction. Here's the lesson. Most people live reacting to the urgent instead of creating the important. But you can choose differently. You can force yourself to focus on what matters. It begins with clarity. Clarity about your priorities. Clarity about your values. Clarity about the life you want to create. Without clarity, you will drift. Without clarity, the urgent will always win. Without clarity, your life will be full of motion, but empty of meaning. Important work is not optional. It is the foundation of success. It is the reason some people rise, while others remain average. So start today. Make a list of what truly matters. Be honest with yourself. Be ruthless with your time. Be disciplined with your focus. Force yourself to do these things, no matter how hard, no matter how small they seem, no matter how others react. Because in the end, the person who forces themselves to do what is important only is the person who achieves the extraordinary. Remember this. Busy is not productive. Urgent is not important. Only the important builds your life. Most people confuse motion with progress. They confuse activity with achievement. You wake up early. You check your emails. You answer messages. You attend meetings. You cross items off your to-do list. And by the end of the day, you feel exhausted. You feel accomplished. But ask yourself, did you really move forward? Or were you just busy? Busyness is a trap. It gives the illusion of progress. It keeps you moving while keeping you in the same place. Here's the truth. Activity alone does not create success. Activity alone does not build character. Activity alone does not bring results that matter. You can be busy all day and achieve nothing. But achievement comes from doing what is important. Not everything is important. Not all action leads to progress. Here's the difference. Busyness is reactive. Achievement is proactive. Busyness is following the urgent. Achievement is focusing on the meaningful. Busyness fills your time. Achievement fills your life. Consider this. How often do we chase the urgent instead of the important? A meeting that could have been an email. A notification that pulls you from your focus. A task that feels productive but adds little value. These are distractions dressed as work. And the danger is, we start believing that constant activity equals success. We start praising busyness. We start measuring life by how full our day is, instead of by how much progress we've made. So how do you escape the trap of busyness? 1. Focus on high-value activities. Ask, what actions today will truly move me forward? Focus on those. Ignore the rest. Not everything that demands your attention deserves it. Not everything that screams for your time is urgent. Prioritize what actually matters. 2. Schedule your important work. First, do the most important work before anything else. Before checking emails. Before scrolling social media. Before reacting to the noise around you. Your day will try to hijack you. Your energy will be pulled in every direction. Force yourself to claim your time. 3. Say no to the non-essential. Saying yes to everything is a recipe for busyness. It leaves no space for what matters. Learn to say no. Politely, firmly, without guilt. Remember, every yes to the unimportant is a no to the important. 4. Measure progress, not activity. Track results, not hours worked, not tasks completed. Track whether your actions are producing meaningful outcomes. A single focused hour can outweigh 8 distracted ones. Here's the reality. Most people waste decades in busyness. They exhaust themselves with activity. And in the end, they wonder why life didn't change. But not you. You are choosing to break the pattern. You are learning to distinguish between noise and signal. You are forcing yourself to do what is important only. Busyness will always call you. It will promise productivity. It will seduce you with motion. But achievement calls louder. Achievement asks for focus. Achievement asks for courage. Achievement asks for discipline. Today, commit to escaping the trap of busyness. Focus on what truly matters. Force yourself to do only what is important. Because in the end, activity alone is fleeting. Importance alone is lasting. Busy is easy. Important is powerful. Force yourself to choose wisely. If you want to do what is important, you must learn the power of saying no. It is simple. It is straightforward. But it is not easy. Every day, life will ask you for your attention, your energy, your time, and much of it is not important. Friends will call. Opportunities will tempt. Emails will flood in. Tasks will scream for your immediate response. And all of it will fight for your focus. If you say yes to everything, you say no to the things that truly matter. Saying no is not selfish. It is not unkind. It is not weakness. Saying no is strength. It is discipline. It is the gateway to achievement. Think about it. Every successful person you admire, every person who has built something extraordinary, they mastered the art of saying no. They said no to distractions. They said no to the urgent but unimportant. They said no to the crowd. They said no to the easy path. And by saying no, they said yes to themselves, yes to their goals, yes to their vision. Yes to what truly matters. Here's the truth. You cannot please everyone. You cannot do everything. You cannot be available to the world and still serve your own life purpose. If you want to succeed, if you want to focus on what is important, you must say no to what is not. But saying no takes courage. It goes against the instinct to be liked. It goes against the habit of pleasing. It goes against the fear of missing out. And here's the key. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to justify your choices. A simple, firm, respectful no. Here's how to make saying no work for you. 1. Know your priorities. You cannot say no effectively unless you know what yes is for. Clarify your goals. Clarify your vision. Clarify the work that matters most. When you know what is truly important, everything else becomes easier to decline. 2. Say no quickly, but politely. Avoid hesitation. Avoid over-explaining. Say no with respect and clarity. Delay only invites confusion. Confidence in your decision strengthens your focus. 3. Recognize the cost of yes. Every yes has a cost. Time, energy, opportunity. Ask yourself, is this yes worth the cost to what I value most? If not, say no. 4. Practice daily. The first time you say no feels awkward. The second time feels uncomfortable. By the 5th time, it feels empowering. Make saying no a habit, and watch how much space it creates for the important. Let me tell you a story. A young man wanted to grow his business. He said yes to every opportunity, every client, every project, every request. He worked long hours. He was busy, exhausted, and frustrated. Then a mentor said to him, "You don't grow by saying yes to everything. You grow by saying no to what doesn't matter." He started saying no. He turned down projects that didn't align with his goals. He avoided distractions. He focused on the work that moved him forward. And within a year, his results multiplied. Not because he did more, but because he did what was important only. The power of no is the power of focus. The power of no is the power of freedom. The power of no is the power to live intentionally. So remember this. Every yes should be intentional. Every no should be deliberate. Every decision should bring you closer to what truly matters. If you cannot say no, you will always be a prisoner of busyness, a prisoner of distraction, a prisoner of other people's priorities. But when you learn the power of no, you gain control. You gain clarity. You gain the freedom to pursue the extraordinary. Saying no is not a limitation. It is a key that unlocks time, energy, and focus. A key that opens the door to doing what is important only. Force yourself to say no to the unimportant, the urgent but meaningless, and the distractions that pull you off course. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to your goals. Say yes to a life of purpose, progress, and impact. No is not the end. No is the beginning of what truly matters. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It is the silent engine that drives success. Without it, even the clearest priorities remain unfulfilled. To force yourself to do what is important only, you must build discipline, not occasionally, not when you feel like it, consistently, daily, relentlessly. Discipline begins with understanding that you cannot rely on motivation alone. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes with your emotions. One day you feel inspired. The next, you feel tired. If you rely on motivation, your progress will be inconsistent. Discipline is different. It is a habit, a practice, a choice you make repeatedly, whether you feel like it or not. Let me tell you a truth most people ignore. Discipline is uncomfortable. It asks you to do what is not easy. It asks you to delay pleasure for progress. It asks you to endure discomfort today for freedom tomorrow. Here's how to build the discipline to focus on what matters most. 1. Start small. Start now. Discipline is like a muscle. You cannot lift 100 pounds on your first day at the gym. You begin with small weights. Small reps. Small habits. Start with one important action each day. Just one. Master it, then add another. Build slowly. Build steadily. The compound effect of small disciplined actions is extraordinary. 2. Schedule your important work. If it is not on your calendar, it will not happen. Discipline requires structure. It requires design. Decide what matters most. Block time for it. Protect it fiercely. Treat your important work like an appointment with success. Miss it once, you feel guilty. Miss it repeatedly, you feel regret. 3. Remove temptations. Discipline is easier when distractions are fewer. Turn off notifications. Clear your workspace. Say no to the noise around you. Create an environment that supports focus, not one that hinders it. If you make important work easy to do and distractions hard to reach, you will naturally gravitate toward progress. 4. Force yourself through resistance. The truth is, important work often feels difficult. You will resist it. Your mind will whisper, do it later. Take a break. Relax. Ignore it. Push through. The moment you overcome resistance, you gain more than progress. You gain confidence. You prove to yourself that you are capable. Discipline grows each time you act, despite discomfort. 5. Measure and track your actions. You cannot improve what you do not measure. Keep track of your daily actions. Did you do what mattered today? If not, understand why. Make adjustments. Learn. Improve. Repeat. Accountability is a friend to discipline. It keeps you honest. It keeps you aligned. It ensures that important work is actually completed. Let me share a story. A young man wanted to write a book. He loved the idea. He dreamt about it. But the days passed. He felt busy. He felt distracted. Then he committed to writing 500 words every morning. Some days he felt inspired. Some days he did not. He wrote anyway. 6 months later, he had a manuscript. Not because he was motivated every day, but because he had built the discipline to do what mattered most. This is the power of consistent action. Small, focused, daily steps. Even when you don't feel like it. Even when life is noisy. Even when distractions scream for attention. Discipline is freedom. It frees you from indecision. It frees you from procrastination. It frees you from being a slave to circumstances. And here is the ultimate lesson. Discipline is not a punishment. It is a gift you give yourself. A gift that allows you to accomplish more, faster, and with clarity. A gift that builds your character. A gift that produces results that matter. Every day you force yourself to focus on what is important. You strengthen your discipline. Every day you resist the unimportant. You grow your capacity for achievement. Remember, the world rewards those who act consistently. It rewards those who do what others will not. It rewards those who master their habits. It rewards those who value the important over the urgent. So today, decide to build discipline. Decide to do what matters most, even when it is hard. Decide to protect your time, energy, and focus. Discipline is not complicated. It is simple. But simplicity does not make it easy. Start now. Start small. Start deliberately. Force yourself to do the important. And over time, you will find something remarkable. You are no longer controlled by distraction. You are no longer enslaved by busyness. You are free to live a life of purpose, progress, and impact. Discipline is not the enemy of freedom. It is the pathway to it. Focus is the heartbeat of achievement. Without focus, effort is scattered. Without focus, energy is wasted. Without focus, results remain small, fleeting, or non-existent. If you want to do what is important only, if you want to live a life that matters, you must focus. Focus means clarity. Focus means discipline. Focus means the courage to choose what matters and let go of the rest. Let me tell you a truth. Most people are busy, but few are productive. Most people are active, but few are effective. The difference is focus. It is not the hours you work. It is not the number of tasks you complete. It is the alignment of your actions with your highest priorities. When you focus, The world around you fades. Distractions lose power. Noise becomes background. Your mind sharpens. Your energy intensifies. Your purpose becomes visible. Here's what living a focused life looks like. 1. Identify what truly matters. Ask yourself, which tasks will bring the greatest impact? Not the easiest, not the most urgent, the most important. Write it down. Clarify it. Return to it daily. Focus grows when priorities are crystal clear. 2. Every yes has a cost. Every no creates space. When you say no to distractions, you say yes to your results. Cut out what does not serve your goals. Eliminate time wasters. Simplify your life. Less is more, if the less is focused. 3. Commit to one thing at a time. Multitasking is a myth. Human focus is a laser, not a floodlight. Do one thing. Do it well. Do it completely. When you master one thing at a time, you create momentum. Momentum leads to mastery. Mastery produces extraordinary results. 4. Take daily, intentional action. Focus is meaningless without action. Knowing what matters is not enough. Doing what matters consistently is everything. Even small, daily steps create big results over time. Focus amplifies these results. Scattered effort diminishes them. 5. Reflect and adjust. Living a focused life requires reflection. At the end of each day, ask, did I do what truly matters? Did I give my best to my highest priorities? Adjust tomorrow based on today. Focus is a practice, not a perfect performance. Let me share a story. A man dreamed of building a business that would provide freedom for his family. He worked long hours, but results were slow. He was busy, but not productive. Then a mentor told him, focus on what will truly move the needle. Everything else is noise. He eliminated distractions. He concentrated on the core tasks that mattered most. He scheduled his days deliberately. He committed to discipline. Within months, his business grew beyond what he thought possible. Not because he worked harder, because he worked smarter, because he focused. Focus does not guarantee speed. It guarantees direction. It ensures that your effort is not wasted. It ensures that the results you achieve truly matter. Here's the lesson. A focused life is intentional. It is deliberate. It is disciplined. It is the difference between being busy and being productive. The difference between achieving something and achieving nothing that lasts. The difference between a life of noise and a life of meaning. To live focused. Decide what matters most. Say no to everything else. Commit to your highest priorities. Take daily, intentional action. Reflect and adjust continually. The reward is extraordinary. Time, energy, results, and peace of mind. A life where effort aligns with vision. A life where every action contributes to something meaningful. Imagine waking up each day, knowing exactly what to do, knowing that your work matters, knowing that your energy is spent on what will truly create impact. That is focus. That is living intentionally. That is doing what is important only. Focus is not a skill you acquire overnight. It is a habit you cultivate. It is a choice you make every day. And when you make it, your life begins to speak louder than words. Your results inspire. Your work impacts. Your life becomes a testament to the power of focus. So today, decide. Decide to live a focused life. Decide to do what matters only. Decide to protect your energy. Decide to create results that truly matter. When you live focused, the extraordinary becomes inevitable. As we come to the close of this message, remember this. Success is not about doing everything. It's about doing what matters most. It's about focus. It's about discipline. It's about saying no so you can say yes to what truly counts. Force yourself. Force yourself to act on what is important only. Even when it is hard. Even when it is uncomfortable. Even when distractions scream for your attention. The results you achieve will reflect the choices you make today. Your life will speak volumes not through busyness, but through meaningful progress. Every small, focused action compounds into extraordinary outcomes. So start now. Decide your priorities. Protect your energy. Take daily, intentional action. Do this consistently, and you will live a life of purpose, impact, and fulfillment. A life that truly matters. Discipline today creates freedom tomorrow. Focus today produces results that last a lifetime. Remember, it's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters. And that is the essence of true success.